if you had not given into it the way you did and basically put everything into it as much as you could, would you have finished? No. Or do you think Tumbling would have been the success that it was?
I'm sure it would not have been. I'm sure it would not have been, and it may have been. I may have finished a novel over time. I think by allowing it to consume me, that then I put everything I had into it as well, and this story came onto the page that would not have I don't think would have come together in that way, because it would have been too logical. Because I would have still been, here's these 2 hours I have, as magical as they were, and trying to fit it all there, I think it would have been too logical. And so the things that happened on the page, things that happened in the story, in fact, that I had not predicted, happened during that point when I allowed the story to take me over. I had insights. I mean, one of the characters I was not planning on who her mother was. She's left on these doorsteps in this box, and I'm not even dealing with who her mother is. And it was toward the end of the first draft. I mean, after I've been writing for well over a year, and I was writing this scene and seeing the steps where the box was left and realizing who this character's mother was. Oh my God, that's her mother. I mean, these things happened over and over again. I mean, I was planning on this is going to be, I was writing at a point when Terry McMillan was having huge success, but she was being criticized for her treatment of black men. And I was determined that my book was going to have, this man was going to be a good family man. He was not going to run around. At the outset, this was my thought. I was determined. Except that there was this other character, this jazz singer. And it was as if the characters were saying to me, this married guy and the jazz singer, if you put us on the same page, we're going to get together. And even though I resisted that, I think had I not given myself into the novel, I would have resisted that, because it would have been more my logic and not my giving into it and allowing everything just to fall onto the page and watch it come together. I would have resisted that, and I would have had this, probably, this nice guy, but it would not have been the exciting story that it turned out to be. So I let them go at it. I stepped back and let them go at it. And then it was, well, maybe there's something going on with the wife to make this almost okay. Never okay, but at least so I can still respect this character. And then this whole other dimension to the wife and not being able to consummate her marriage came into the storyline. Things that I could not have scripted, that I did not know at the outset. Had I not given into it, I think it would have been more scripted and more overly directed, where you see the author's hand like moving things, as opposed to allowing it to come together in the way that it came together. I think I had to. The process had to get messy, and I had to just like get all down in it and get covered with the batter until the thing like went into the oven and came together.